Disclaimer: for use at education purpose use only. All rights and image and music clip belong to their prospective owner, and we do not claim ownership. All right, man. I just want to show y'all this right here and tell me, would this all would make sense? Won't this all would make sense when I hit y'all with this tea? I know it's early in the morning, you know what I'm talking about? At my time, it's 3:50 a.m. You know what I'm talking about? So let me wait till a couple of people get in here so we can spill some tea. All right, all right. Now look, y'all. I just want to show y'all this. Ooh, y'all. When you go to Matthew D. Road, him, this is the guy that represented the hotel. When it comes to the footage, you got to go through Matthew D. Rose to get the footage. I want to make that clear. With that being said, do anybody recall Straight Drop when he was going live and telling the world that Matthew D. Rose is Greg Hughes? If you recall that, right, the rest of this stuff finna make sense. It's finna make so sense. Like, why would Straight Drop even say that about Greg Hughes? But when you find out, you had to go through Matthew D. Rose. Y'all remember the YouTuber Easy? People following these people, right? Easy, check this out. When they all boiled down, it's finna make sense when I'm like, yup, I remember Easy. I remember he collaborated with YouTubers and all of this stuff. I remember that. But look who you had to file to get the footage. Matthew D. Rose, right? Hold on. Matthew D. Rose. Oh, where he at? That go back to him. This what I want to show the world. If you do some research, right? Once you do just public research, know he is attorney, right? And once you find out, like, okay, you went to Chicago Kid College of Law, Matthew D. Rose. Hold on, wait a minute. Kent College. Let's go to Larry Rogers. Wait a minute. Kent College? Kent College, right? It's all finna make sense. You got the hotel that got control over the footage, and you had to go through their attorney named Matthew D. Rose. And he went to college with Larry Rogers. Right? So won't it make sense that, whoa, that's why he was the attorney in the beginning for Mitchell Reese. I'm gonna stop it right there. That's all. I'm gonna stop it right there. I want to make sure that we all on the same track. Don't it make sense now to you? In the beginning, he represented the family, and he got the footage. Wow. Don't it make sense? I can't get this over my head all because of Jack at the funeral. Well, at the protest. Jack. All because I looked into Jack, the white boy that was at the protest. And look what I found out. That's why he there. Cause he in cahoots with this law firm, and this is people. Crazy game. Now that's bizarre. This is crazy. You link Jack, the man at the protest, you can link him back. This is his people, got a law firm. And he got control over the footage. And then something little buddy over there, like, yeah, represent Mitchell Reese. Man, that's so crazy to me. That is so crazy. It's to a point that you can go, girl, look, if I show you, check this out. Hold on. Let me stick to the script right quick, right? This is so crazy to me. I'm finna go straight to his video, Larry Rogers video, when he said, yeah, these people was in the kitchen right here. Listen to him. This is story.
Investigation. What have you learned? Well, we're still in the preliminary stages of the investigation, but we have gathered, fortunately, more video than they initially released, and it gives us a better picture of what was going on around the hotel. Amazingly, it seems to me that there were hotel staff that I would expect she should have encountered because she was in their actual operating kitchen. She was in several hotels, and we can see in various portions of the video footage employees that would have been in some of the same rooms that she was in as she kind of.
And I bet you, guess what employee she'll be in the kitchen with? This story is so creepy. The same security guard that Trey Gang trying to expose. The beverage manager. And you could trace the, check this out. Nobody won't even believe me, be like, you know what? The beverage manager is related to the people at the law firm. You want to know what's crazy? I can say this. The thing that I found out, the beverage manager is related to the Donahue. Jack Donahue, aka John Donahue, family was security at the hotel. You finna link him back to the beverage manager. Sue me. I don't even think nobody just heard what the fuck I just said. He's related to the beverage manager. Matthew D. Rose got control over the footage. And guess who was Sergeant Rose that was taking reports? Then you get Larry Rogers. I think I need a short yellow bus out here. Now this all finna make sense.
So you see that they would have been in the same rooms. Did you see any interaction between her and hotel staff in the footage that you watched?
I did not see any interaction, and we'll have to follow up with identifying the names of those employees to see exactly what they saw. But again, in the kitchen, for instance, you see someone in there mopping the kitchen. Also in the kitchen, you see someone who appears to be preparing some food. These are people who you would expect to have encountered her or at a minimum seen her as she went through the kitchen area.
So were they seen in the same frames as Kenneka, or they're just seen in other video in the kitchen around the same time? I'm just trying to piece together whether or not they actually may have laid eyes on her.
I cannot say that they laid eyes on her because they are not in the same frame.
Okay.
Again, that's going to require further investigation.
Let me make this clear. This beverage manager right here, nobody don't know his name. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. It's a reason. It's a reason. Nobody don't know this man name that found her in the freezer, and nobody can't even type it in the chat. Pay attention, y'all. The beverage manager, Trey Gaines said related to who? Him. And he got family that was at the protest with Miss Teresa, right? Hold up. Where is it? Where is it? Now look, this is crazy. Cause y'all remember this lady worked for the news station, right? In Chicago. Guess who her mother is? Man, this finna be a crazy. This who her mother is. Man, this finna be the most crazy thing y'all ever heard. I'm finna school everybody what's going on. You see how much pop now? You still believe Kenneka Rondo Hall? You still wanna stress yourself out about that? Hmm? Do this make sense to you now? She at the funeral.
I don't know what you mean, Kev. I'm not sure what you mean, but so I'm getting ready to close these down. I'm trying to preserve my battery for today. So those of you that replay this, I'm going to change the title. I can't change the title in Periscope, but I can.
That's where you get the video where Zach was talking about. Yeah, you go to Periscope and get the video. Who is you to upload the video? Right? This is her mother. She worked for Chicago News. She's a famous female basketball star.
Change the title in Facebook. And so that was the body of Kenneka Jenkins that just came in. We were actually waiting around here because we knew the casket was going to come in on this end. Now we're going to go around to the front and prepare to go in. What is the official cause of death? Y'all know what that situation is. There is none yet. Sorry. So I forgot what the title was on this one. So, but if you guys would share this out, so I guess you guys figured out that was the body. Excuse me.
What she meant about that?
You guys would share this out, so I guess you guys figured out that was the body.
What that mean? That's crazy to say that. So your whole purpose to prove like, yeah, that's her in the casket.
Excuse me. Is anything else happening at gate 3? Is anything else happening at gate 3? Yeah. Well, that was right. Yep. It came so quickly. I was like, this is it. It's coming. Yeah. That was real quick. So what funeral home is that? Oh, it's AR League. Okay. Yeah, so the funeral home is... Yeah. Me.
Update report. It's dated October the 6th of 2017 at 4:27 p.m. And we have my friend Jake Guido had chimed in at 5 minutes.
Now don't it make sense why you got Jay Guido on the scene? If you know about Jay Guido when it comes to the case, you know he's suspect. Do this make sense? Would this make sense? Would this make sense? Right? With this. Where you at? Hold on, where you? Him! You got Jack at the protest with a whistle in his mouth on Miss Teresa's side. Cause guess who got control of the videotapes? The hotel. His family. And check this out. You mean to tell me hold on, where is it? Hold on, y'all. Who was the beverage manager? Hold on. I gotta find the beverage manager picture. You got to be kidding me. Man, them folk ran a whole game on us, bro. And you want to say expose the higher ups, what you call this? Look, the beverage manager discovered her in the freezer and got family and with the law firm, and they connected to the Rose family that's run the police department in Rosemont. And then you got Jack over here.
Say hi to Live Jack. Jack is back.
Jack is back.
He out here all the time.
Jack is back.
There goes Jack. Blow the whistle. All right, blow the whistle. Justice for Kenneka. Justice for Kenneka.
Yeah, buddy. And you got the insurance lady, the life insurance lady that's recording this stuff. That's so bizarre to me. That's crazy. I just linked the biggest case back to the lawyer's office. So once you, bam, connect him to Larry Rogers and find out what the fuck I know and you know, they had to protect who? Look, man, I'm finna show y'all something crazy so I can just get everybody's attention. Hold on. Right here. Right? Hold on, where the video with that? Right here.
But those are some of the things that we're looking into.
There's a man who says that he's working with the family, Andrew Holmes, who's a community activist. He claims that the police department actually showed him some video, and that in that video he saw Kenneka walking into the freezer. Did you see any of that in the video that you were shown?
We did not, and that was a huge bone of contention, quite frankly. It's not clear to us why they showed video footage to anyone other than the family, before the family, and then that claim that he saw her walk into the freezer on video was something we requested and never received, and it appears that was not accurate.
There's also, as we watch this video, obviously when we see Kenneka in the video earlier in the night versus the way we see her walking, she's clearly impaired later on in the evening. I know her mom says that friends said she had, quote, 1 cup. What was that 1 cup of? Was it alcohol? Is the thinking that perhaps that may have been laced with something?
Yeah, that's something that we have not been able to verify or validate yet.
Now you see why the narrative is so screwed. You want to know, y'all really want to go down the rabbit hole? How many people in here? I can tell y'all this and nobody cannot debunk this. Can't nobody debunk what I'm about to show y'all right now. You see how I just connect Larry Rogers back to Matthew D. Rose? Then he go back to his family members at the hotel, right? Okay, check this out. Y'all see J Money, right? J Money. Why is Trey Game pulling up J Money picture? That's what I know, right? When I say, man, these people really related, bro, and we been getting scammed all along. Watch this. Let me play Larry Roger first so you can hear the narrative. It's employees in the kitchen. Who do you think what employees he would be referencing to? Right? The beverage manager, right? The security guy, right? He don't want to show up. Right? The beverage manager. Look.
She is disoriented as you see her walk through the hallways, and that should have been apparent to anyone who encountered her. Let me also point out, you mentioned video footage of the kitchen. That is not the kitchen where she was ultimately found. She was found in an abandoned kitchen that apparently has not been used for years, but for some unknown reason, the hotel left available and accessible, and for an even stranger reason, they seem to leave a freezer on in the back corner of that abandoned kitchen. So those are things, trying to figure out exactly why it was accessible at all, and then secondly, why they're...
Hey y'all, can somebody tell me what's J Money last name? Can you type it in my chat? Can you type it in my chat, y'all? This is very important to me. What's J Money last name? I need to know that immediately. Matter of fact, let me go get a cold one at the fridge, because I'm going to need me one. It's not Martin. It's Jackson. It's Jackson. Jonathan Jackson. Now watch this. You got Uncle John that was at the hotel. This I got to explain this so you'll get what I'm about to say here. Once you go to Uncle John, if you know who Uncle John, who Kenneka uncle is, right? Matter of fact, I can pull it up right here. This Uncle John. This is Uncle John that was on scene on the footage. The research that I found out, I said, hey, his last name is Johnson. His name is Jonathan Johnson. And when I found out the family tree, right, and I'm like, they related, right? Guess who else related? Guess who else was going to be related to J Money? A murder case that went viral. Watch this. Now check this out. Man, look. This finna be so crazy. Nobody don't have a clue. I'm seeing the whole play. Watch this. Kendrick Johnson. Guess who Kendrick Johnson gonna look like? J Money. Man, I'm finna stop it right there. Everybody know about harvesting. But watch this. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Bro, this is the most crazy thing I'm witnessing. Trayvon Martin go back to Florida. Watch this. Let's go to Trayvon daddy name, right? Watch this. This is the most crazy story ever. You want to know who Trayvon Martin looked like? Obama. Boy, it's some secrets. It's a secret. But that ain't what I want to tell y'all though. Trayvon Martin, if you go to his daddy, right? Everybody know what his daddy looked like, right? And y'all know this happened in Florida. Hold up. That's his daddy. This is so crazy. You could trace Tracy Martin back to Jermaine. Hold on. Y'all want to know? You see what they look like, right? Watch this. You see this, right? Look, I'm showing you. Man, that man look just like Jay. Boy, I ain't gonna say no more. I ain't finna say no more, bro. I ain't know how blind I was. I'm like, man, you know, I done heard of these murder cases, and I'm like, damn, all this stuff connected. Yup. Look, why is Tracy Martin looking like J Money? Man, I ain't finna say no more on that. I ain't finna say no more on that. And then check this out. Watch this. Look, this shit finna be so crazy. Guess who they look
What you
like?
say? What? Excuse me? What you say? Huh, motherfucker? Stop playing. You heard me, nigga.
Especially T Wiggly. I'm trying to tell y'all, this ain't no conspiracy theory. This ain't even no conspiracy theory, bro. Do Mr. T Knight look like who? And he from Florida. Boy, the nose do not lie. Man, I'm so true and so uncut with this shit, bro. Man, you ain't even got to believe me on this shit. Man, this shit so public information. It's so public. I'm like, damn, this shit was here all along. Like, really? Like, damn. This how they make their money. Guess where he was staying at? You want to know what's crazy about it? Guess who else related to these people? Look, I can't make none of this shit up. Man, stop playing with me. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Man, this got to be the most crazy. Man, that man is split image. And then look, and you want to know why Revel TV? Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Revel TV, Kenneka Jenkins. Once you go to Revel TV page, right? This is the most craziest thing. Cause once you go back to this, where that John at? I hope he ain't get rid of that video. Hold on. Hold up. Let me go back. I just want to go back to that video, kid. Nigga. Uh, right here. Right here. Here you go, right here.
You know, son. Look, man. I'm gonna get this thing.
All right, so again, I want you to remember. I'm gonna go to the next video. I want you to remember. I'm not gonna play this because it's the same video, and plus half of it is music anyway. That's the reason why I just played that one. But look down to the bottom. Untrail D Boyd. Untrail Boyd. He has two different accounts, one with the D in the middle and one without the D. All right.
That's all I'm just saying. They've been doing this shit, the Kenneka Jenkins exposing it, cause if you go back to the other murder cases, you'll be like, damn, no wonder why. And then what he finna expose, look, when it come to butt packs, all he finna do is show you exposed butt pack. Guess where it finna go back to? Miami, Florida. This man had an alibi said, I'm in Florida. Where? In Florida. Man, look. This man made a whole video and said, I wasn't at the Crown Plaza on September the 9th.
Of no untrail D boy, of no videos, right? Let's go back here. Eighth, 9th, 10, all of those 1, 2, 3 days in Miami, bro. You wasn't going back and forth no Miami. You back in, hold on. You went to Miami on the 8th. You made it back on the 9th. No. You went to Miami on the 8th. You made it back on the 8th. Then you went to Miami again on the 9th. Then you made it back in Chicago on the 9th. Then you went back to Miami on the 10th.
Yeah. This is so crazy. You just linked the Martin's family to the other Martin's family, and you just linked a YouTuber, right? Then you can go to watch this. Hold up. Kendrick Johnson. Hi, y'all. What a coincidence. He died in Georgia, where you could trace Miss recent family members back to. Trayvon Martin died in Florida, where you could trace Miss recent family back to. You go to the Martin family, Chicago, trace it back to the Martin family. Now watch this. With that being said, how long they been doing this shit? Larry Rogers. How long y'all been doing this shit, right? Don't Kendrick Johnson look just like J Money? I'm gonna start right there. Man, I'm finna stop it right there. All this finna make sense, bro. That's the first lawyer that took over Kenneka Jenkins case, and he went to the same college. He's a personal injury lawyer, right? He went to Ken College, public information, and then find out was like, damn, the people that we need the footage from coming from the lawyer office related to the security guard. Then they got the Rose family police on the scene doing the investigation. That's why you got all of this shit.
That preacher was on.
Right, and I know those are answers you're trying to get from the hotel. I want to point out we've reached out to the hotel as well. We have not heard back. I know you're also waiting on those toxicology reports, which will be very important. I don't want to let you go, though, without asking you how the family's doing. This has been an agonizing couple of weeks. I know they're trying to plan services. How is Kenneka's family?
It's very tough, and they're in the process of trying to bury her. It's now over 2 weeks since, just about 2 weeks since she passed. But they are plowing through it, and they appreciate the support and really everyone's support in trying to find out what exactly happened to Kenneka that evening.
Larry Rogers Jr., we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much, and please express our condolences as well.
I will. Thank you.
We start with that death investigation in Braintree, the body of a 19-year-old woman found in a hotel room.
Detectives have been in and out of that hotel all day, and WBZ's Mike LaCrosse is tracking the story for us live tonight in Braintree. Mike, police are clearly calling this death suspicious.
Look, check this out. This case is so crazy, gang. Once you get a little bitty drop of blood in your system, right? Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Guess who Jay Money looked like, y'all? And guess who Kendra Johnson looked like?
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American the shooting. NBC's John Yang has the details.
Man, this information so crazy, gang. I don't even know, man. This. Look.
Details.
On the streets of Ferguson, Missouri, outrage and anger.
No justice! No peace!
Protesters of different ages and races demanding answers in the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown at the hands of a policeman. Investigators said at about noon Saturday, the officer, who hasn't been identified, encountered Brown and another man on the street in an apartment complex. There was a struggle, and one of the men pushed the officer into his car.
Within the police car, there was a struggle over the officer's weapon.
But you want to know what's so crazy about it? Because you can go low so way. Kenneka Jenkins, right? Right? Everybody saw this Loso video, right? Everybody know who Loso is. This so crazy.
S-A-N-A-O-G. You say the chap? The chap? Yeah. All right, the chap, man. I ain't never hear that. Look, we out here. We on 13 and Christiana, turning up right now. Everybody, rest in peace, Kato. We doing it. We doing it big. This how we doing in Chicago. You hear me? Represent for everybody. Loso, where we at 113 viewers right now. 113 people checking y'all out right now. If anybody want to represent Buddy, almost got name. Oh, y'all. Me.
Now look.
Me.
Hold on. Let me try to show y'all who Loso is.
And 7 away. I'm sure that's me. Those from Christmas. Study view. All right. You go check them.
Hold on.
And let's hold on. See them. And there's on that bed. Two did at the first place. Mother telling me stay live. Stay live? Yeah. Oh, and I'm not off 16.
There go Loso right there. There go Loso.
Look. Hold on.
Check him out.
You got past 16? Oh, and I'm not off 16. Let me get that thing. You be recording people. I'm trying to get that thing.
Look, that's Loso. This is so crazy because I want y'all to see this Loso, right? Guess who else going viral? Carlo Loso. This is crazy. Now look. Loso way, bro, and nobody ain't digging into this like, damn, these people do this shit for real, bro.
Why she gotta shoot her 3 times?
Man, this shit sells, bro. Man, this shit's selling right now, bro. Look. Watch this. Once you find out the family tree, right? Watch this, y'all. I'm finna go to Zach interview. Y'all want to know who Peas look like? That I found out who he related to? Guess who Peas look like? Watch this. Hold up. This finna be so crazy. Hold on. I might well just go to this one. I just might well just go to this one. Go to one of these protests. Hold on. Well, give me 1 second, gang. I'm trying to find that John.
I'm pretty pissed off right about now. And I know for a fact that you guys just saw that live video Lisa Mark just put up. I'm not, if you know me, I don't sugarcoat
Simple.
nothing.
Bruh.
Time for shenanigans, none of that.
Then look.
So I'm gonna tell you.
This is so crazy. You want to know who else looked like them? Pucky. Pucky, bruh. Look. This is so crazy to me, bruh. This is crazy to me, bruh. Man, I'm through. Check this out. Once you figure that out, like, damn, that's why you got Larry Rogers. That's why you got Larry Rogers. When they go to Kent College, right? Kent College. I rest my case. I know what I know now. Man, I know exactly what I need to know about the Kenneka Jenkins case. I know why you was the first lawyer. Then they had to change, get you out of there and put Jeffrey Feiger in there. Cause guess what you would find out? Like, damn, why Mitchell Reese got a person lawyer already? Guess who referred Larry Rogers to her? The same people. You see what I'm saying? This, look, the same people you gotta go through. Hey, we want to know what happened to Kenneka. Go to Matthew Rowe. Once you go to Matthew Rowe, he's gonna tell you all this shit. Nobody gonna be like, damn, who is Matthew Rowe? Who is him? He's the lawyer that's related. Man, I'm through talking. Man, look, Trey Gang love y'all, man. Y'all be cool and y'all be safe. Cause when I show y'all him, we can go down the whole goddamn family tree. Hold up. Hold on. See, y'all don't know nothing about this girl here. Y'all clueless about who is her. Who is her? You will never know. Look. Hold on, what I'm finna get to. Ain't nobody finna believe this shit. And then ain't nobody finna talk about this shit. Remember the K9 cop, right? This the K9 cop, right? I'm finna show you who he related to. This is crazy. This is so crazy to me. Can't say I can't make this shit up, bro. Don't the K9 cop look just like the person that you gotta go through to see the footage? Hmm. Man, Trey Gang just showed y'all a big ass receipt. Look, boom, no wonder. No fucking wonder. No wonder. No wonder. Ain't nobody finna, man, that game so powerful. Ain't nobody finna touch on this shit. Ain't nobody finna do. Guess what everybody finna start talking about? Hey, on these for dope bastards. Look, if I'm showing you like, hey, he related, he was in the kitchen. Hey, he got control of the footage and he's the attorney. Hey, come here, Larry Rogers. We need you to get on this case, brother. And then, guess who found her in the freezer? Yeah. 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 Right here. Boom. This where you finna get the beverage manager from. Even though this junk so blurry, you can still make it. Shit, I'm gonna tell you who he really related to. The Donahues. Yeah. Yeah, right there. There you go. Mm-hmm. The Donahues. And boy, that narrative that came, oh, you want to know why Mr. Reese was like, oh yeah, Mr. Reese, you were working with these folks the whole fucking time. These people ran your whole case. Yeah, I ain't finna talk about this shit no more. If this shit don't get exposed, I would never talk about this. It wouldn't even be worth it, bro. Putting this information out there and not get clapped for this shit. Nah. Fuck this. I want all the smoke. Nah. Trey Gang told y'all these the same people represented Miss Teresa. Well, they didn't represent Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa went to court because these the lawyers for the Crown Plaza. All I'm saying right here, the same lawyers that she went to school, on the trial on the Kenneka Jenkins case related to the beverage manager. And that's all I'm going to say. Then you'll see why you got this
He
shit.
continued to search the back kitchen while patrol
54 though.
officers were searching the dock
She
area
know.
and dock roof areas. So that tells me that he's aware of the fact that they off doing something else. They off checking some other shit.
So don't it make sense why this man got a long ass statement by the goddamn police? Man, I'm gone, y'all. Trey, I love y'all, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. And I'll be back.